When it comes to fantasy football, pretty much anybody can get their picks in the first two rounds right. Of course, there's always the guy who picks a defense in the second round, or the guy who's a homer and picks his favorite player from his favorite team super early in the draft. They're the exceptions. In truth, a lot of times, success in fantasy football comes from what you do after the draft is over. Being able to see and pick up potential breakout players before anybody else picks up on them, that's how you get victory. And that's how you consistently make sure that your team has a chance to get that championship. Check out this list of widely available players who will give you an edge in your league over everybody else. Before we begin, we want to remind everybody that the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans are both on bye during Week 6. At the quarterback position, you have Spencer Rattler. Rattler continued to play good football as he led the Saints to their first victory of the season versus the New York Giants. On the year, he's completed 67% of his passes, thrown 6 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. He also averages 5.6 yards a rush on 22 carries. Rattler's a safe streaming option during Week 6, and at barely 3% rostered, most likely he's available in your league. At running back, before everyone gets excited, remember that this is the running back that the Dallas Cowboys simply let walk after last season and didn't re-sign him. Having said that, only a fool would ignore Dowdle's 23 carry, 206 yard, and 1 touchdown explosion in the Panthers' win over the Miami Dolphins. In one game, Dowdle nearly exceeded the 217 yards that starting running back Chuba Hubbard has for the entire season. On the year, Dowdle is averaging nearly 6 yards per carry while rushing for 2 touchdowns. Keep an eye on the Carolina running back situation when Hubbard returns from his calf injury. If Dowdle is available in your league, grab him. Coming back off of a bye, there's a chance that Pittsburgh Steelers starting running back Jaylen Warren could be coming back from the injury that caused him to miss the Steelers' last game versus the Minnesota Vikings. In that game, Kenneth Gainwell had probably the best game of his career, scoring 2 touchdowns and nearly rushing for 100 yards. He also added 6 catches for another 35 yards. Gainwell's been involved in the offense the entire season, but obviously never to the level that he was in the Steelers' last game. There's a chance that Warren may not be ready for this coming week, or he could be limited or eased back into action. Whatever the case may be, if Gainwell's available in your league, go ahead and pick him up. Brian Robinson is on this list because of who he backs up. That would be one Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey is currently on pace for 442 touches this year after racking up 30 more in Thursday's win over the Los Angeles Rams. This is a ridiculous number for any player, and we all know how fragile Christian McCaffrey has proven to be in the past. And history tells us that at some point, he's going to break down. Better to be safe than sorry. Go ahead and grab Robinson now if he's available on your waiver wire. DJ Giddens is Jonathan Taylor's unquestioned backup. Why should you care about this? Because Taylor's missed at least 2 games in 4 of the 5 years that he's been in the NFL. Grab Giddens now for when, not if, Taylor gets injured. Kendre Miller led the Saints in carries in Sunday's victory over the New York Giants, carrying the ball 10 times for 41 yards. He's now had double-digit carries in 2 straight games. Miller is currently about 21% rostered in fantasy leagues, so continue to keep an eye on the Saints running back situation to see if Alvin Kamara continues to give up touches to Miller. Michael Carter appears to have taken over the number 1 running back position in Arizona. He appears on this list though strictly because of the volume he gets, not because he's efficient. In his 23 touches in Sunday's loss to the Tennessee Titans, Carter only mustered 73 yards. However, he did score a touchdown. With Trey Benson targeted to miss more time, look at Carter as a potential streaming option. We're going to take a time out from our story to ask you to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and repeat when it comes to our videos. Now, back to our story. Who do we have at the wide receiver position? The San Francisco 49ers are struggling to suit up healthy wide receivers. As a result, Kendrick Bourne was the go-to guy in the 49ers win over the Rams on Thursday night, doubling his stats from the previous 3 games combined in this one game, and also overcoming a case of the drops. Bourne had 10 receptions for 142 yards. He's a must-add to all rosters, at least until 49ers wide receivers start to get healthy. Torrey Horton did it again on Sunday, scoring a touchdown in the Seahawks' loss versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In only 14 targets this year, it's resulted in 9 catches and 3 touchdowns for Horton. He's currently firmly behind wide receiver Cooper Kupp, and he serves as the Seahawks' number 3 receiver. With that in mind, he's still proven that he can make plays, so you have to believe at some point that the Seahawks are going to figure out a way to get him more touches and more involved in the offense. Owned in only about 4% of leagues, you need to get Horton right now before everybody else finds out how good this guy is. At tight end, you have Chig Okonkwo. Despite the Tennessee Titans finally realizing that they have wide receivers that they can throw the ball to in Sunday's win over the Arizona Cardinals, Chig Okonkwo still leads the Titans in receptions. Despite that, he's still looking to score his first touchdown on the season. At worst, though, for you, he's a streaming option that you can consider. Theo Johnson had a season-high 7 targets and also caught 2 touchdowns in Sunday's loss to the New Orleans Saints. While his receiving yardage isn't that great, only 99 yards on the season, his targets continue to increase every game. Additionally, the Giants are looking for him in the red zone. While he's a touchdown-dependent play, aren't most tight ends outside of the top 4 or 5 guys touchdown-dependent? At around 5% rostered, Johnson should be available in your league. Mason Taylor is firmly establishing himself as beginning to become a part of the New York Jets offense. In Sunday's loss to the Dallas Cowboys, he caught 9 passes for 67 yards, and his 12 targets led the Jets. This marks the 3rd consecutive week that his targets and his catches have increased. At less than 10% owned, snap Taylor up in your league if you need tight end help. While some of the players you decide to pick up might not pan out, you should always keep an eye on making your team better. If you're not consistently seeing what's available, trying to do some research and investigate on other players, you're not going to win. You're cheating yourself out of the ability to get that done. So you owe it to yourself to make that happen. Do you already have any of these players on your roster? What do you think of their chances of breaking out and helping your team? Let us know in the comments. Thank you all for checking out our video. We appreciate you spending time with us, and we have other videos that need love too. Take time to check those out as well. Come back and check us out next week when we give you more players to add that will help you improve your chances of claiming that championship at the end of the year. Thanks again, and see you soon.